Countries and cities are creating more economic and socially developed sustainability plans for the future, and Malmö, Sweden is one of them. According to the Malmö Statistics article, Malmö is a young city with a rapidly growing population. The population demographics of Malmö is mainly young people, with 50% of city residents under the age of 35. With over 100 nationalities living in Malmö, migration played a big role in the large increase in population. The city was formerly known for its industrialization and shipbuilding economy. According to the Stahl 2012 article, the country of Sweden had a huge financial crisis due to a crumbling real estate market. There was a citywide recession and many people were unemployed. It was an industrial wasteland at one point, but is now becoming a more economic and socially developed city due to its sustainability. According to the Oborn article, the City of Malmö's comprehensive plan, which was created in 2000, helped to develop the Green Plan for Malmö 2003. The City of Malmö started its first step to sustainability by cleaning up the polluted Western Harbor District, which was originally used for the building of ships. The Öresund Bridge was also completed in 2000 and made it possible to connect to the rest of Europe with infrastructure such as highways and railroads. BO01 was the first attempt at green space in the plans of Malmö's sustainability comeback. According to Austin, the 2013 article states that BO01 was an exhibition to showcase sustainable planning and building technologies while providing socially supportive spaces and outstanding environmental value. The Brittelbank article states Malmö's administration will be climate neutral and claims that by 2030 the whole city will run on 100% renewable energy. Institutional diversity played a role in the sustainability plan for the city of Malmö. The Peers 2011 reading states, when there is greater diversity inside of a socio-ecological system, it creates more freedom and opportunities. With many different nationalities based in the country, Sweden is very diverse. In order to build a new sustainable city, cooperation is required between people to reach the goal. According to Austin's 2013 article, sustainability will be accomplished with new perspectives and collaboration by the city, developers, planners, and designers. Institutional diversity does not involve only the government, but also the residents and young people who want to keep their city sustainable. The factors that will help influence the city of Malmö is economic and social development. If Malmö develops these factors, it will achieve a good form of sustainability. Malmö is a place which attracts established businesses, providing opportunities to operate and grow. Placemaking that took advantage of the setting and the design creativity of planners, architects, and landscape architects was critical to its success, allowing for more job opportunities. Diversity in the commercial sector is important to secure a strong post-industrial economy, which can supply a range of employment opportunities, ensuring an even spread of well-being. Malmö can provide an abundant amount of supplies and land for either small startup companies or major international companies who wish to settle in Malmö. Malmö is very careful with over-consuming valuable resources. The city will mainly grow by inward expansion within the city's outer ring road. Creating a more dense city will lead to a reduced consumption of important resources. Malmö City Council states that by creating a higher density city space allows people to choose to walk or bicycle in order to create a resource-efficient transportation system which will conserve the supply of natural resources. An important social initiative is the environment and the architecture within the city. The physical environment is a framework for social interaction and is therefore a basic condition of life in the city. The city's spatial arrangement and design affects the movements, habits, and residential patterns of its citizens. In conjunction with other sectors, physical planning can therefore contribute to a more socially cohesive city. According to the Mamo City Council, Claes Tham, an architect, promoted a neighborhood with great variety in architecture and landscape. He wanted the residents to love the way their neighborhood looked and the way it functioned. The people living in Mamo realized public health is a prerequisite for social development and welfare, and reducing disparity within its borders would mean an opportunity to live in good, healthy conditions. To make sure people can afford a sustainable lifestyle is a crucial aspect. Mamo offers a great way for people to interact with the community. Mamo City Council states the city offers a diverse selection of social space, green areas and parks, nature and recreational areas for people to participate in leisurely activities. Sports facilities provide a social background for others to watch and see while participating with the whole community. What is more, people who find themselves with peers are people with the best health, especially in Mamo. In addition to the city's goals of economic and social development, Mamo's sustainability plan includes a variety of environmental initiatives to create a greener city. With a greener city comes an increase in health benefits and a decrease in pollution and noise. Dedicating more space to the development of large, interconnected green spaces will benefit the city recreationally as well as environmentally, as these new areas will be able to support and sustain more biodiversity. As indicated in the 2018 Mamo Plan, the city has developed 3 different strategies. Mamo plans to increase the amount of parks, nature areas, and city squares. These spaces will be interconnected and evenly distributed with the goal of having a park within 1 kilometer of each resident. The city will add more small green areas and plant more along streets and squares in order to densify greenery and reduce the proportion of hard surfaces within the city. Another initiative listed in the comprehensive plan is the goal of sustainable waste management, energy, and construction. The city hopes to create a closed eco-cycle in order to reduce as much strain as possible on the earth and its resources. In terms of waste, this means all the waste produced is then handled and reintroduced by those who created it. This will be accomplished by planning waste sorting facilities in conjunction with households and businesses. Energy will gradually switch sources as Mamo hopes to completely halt the use of fossil fuels and rely entirely on renewable energy by the year 2030. Wind, biomass, geoenergy, and the sun will produce all of its energy, gas, and heat. The city is working towards the reduction of resource use in relation to construction. Energy-efficient housing, resource-effective construction, and sustainable buildings will all be utilized. Mamo's 2018 plan addresses the sea and coast, as fishing was the reason the city was originally established. The city acknowledges that the sea is a limited resource that must be protected, as it holds considerable value and potential. For the protection of the sea, coast, and water, the city of Mamo has developed strategies so all urban planning should protect the ecosystem services contributing to the sea and its wildlife. Mamo plans to work with its neighboring municipalities in order to cooperate and protect its groundwater resources. The city agrees that urban runoff needs to be handled in a safe and sustainable way. Although highly urbanized, there are still some areas of Mamo that are abundant in nature and natural resources that need to be protected. The city's goal is to not only safeguard their ecosystem services, but to make them more attractive and accessible to Mamo's inhabitants. The city of Mamo plans to use natural resources in a way that promotes long-term sustainability. Additionally, Mamo will focus on the protection and safeguarding of natural resources and protected species. Mamo's sustainability plan addresses the environment through its greenery, resource management, sea, water, and ecosystem service initiatives. While Mamo's sustainability plan offers many new sustainable initiatives, there are still areas for improvement. As stated in the 2019 Baltic Urban Lab article, despite the city's initial intentions in creating a mixed community with the introduction of the BO01 housing, BO01 homes are only owned by the high-income white residents. The Baltic Urban Lab article also points out that the main reason for the absence of diversity amongst the B001 residents is due to the lack of affordable housing. Prices of homes in the district are more than twice that of the national average. As a result, when considering that 40% of Mamo's population are foreign-born, it demonstrates the introduction of B001 housing has actually increased the risk of ghetto formation. Mamo's plan has acknowledged the importance of providing new housing for residents who lack the financial resources to afford B001 homes. Mamo has yet to come up with a proposal for resolving this challenge. A potential solution to the housing issue would be to make new sustainable housing more affordable by using cheaper materials and cutting down on unnecessary luxury features. Residents should be surveyed on their daily necessities in order to determine what features can be removed to cut costs. The Baltic Urban Lab article also stated that the B001 residential communities saw a higher car ownership than anticipated. Rather than seeing a sustainable community full of electric cars and other forms of transportation with low environmental impacts, a multi-story parking lot had to be constructed instead. Due to the high car ownership, the original electric car rental program intended for B001 residents ultimately failed as well and was eventually removed. As stated by Austin in his 2013 case study, one of the goals for Mamo's next phase of redevelopment involved increasing the parking capacity of new residential communities. Increasing parking would promote more car ownership due to availability of parking spaces. Decreasing parking spaces can discourage car ownership. Fewer parking spaces lowers the convenience and accessibility of cars, thus incentivizing residents to opt for more environmentally friendly forms of transportation.